So here we have the third part then of our cooking, our leftovers from Christmas dinner. So now we're going to do salt and pepper roast potatoes. So I've kind of cheated a little bit here. So we have got our leftover roast potatoes. First of all, why do you have leftover roast potatoes? I don't know, but if we do, this is what we're going to do with them. So we've got the roast potatoes. I've then cheated a little bit. I've got some sliced peppers. Now you can use frozen if you've got them. I've just used some fresh ones. If I didn't use them now, they were going to walk out of the fridge themselves. So I've just used them to get rid of them. And I've also sliced up here some spring onions, some red chillies, and some coriander. Now again, if you don't have this, don't worry. You can just fry up your roast potatoes and put any kind of flavour on them you want. But this time we're going to do salt and pepper with the other ingredients here that I've showed you. So roast potatoes then, they've come out of the fridge where we popped them last night after Christmas dinner. I'm just going to start cutting them in half, nice and easy, nice and chunky. You haven't got to be nice and thin, no chef skills needed here. Just cut them easily, nice and half as we go along. And again, if you want to throw some vegetables in with this that you've got left over, any of your roasted carrots, roasted parsnips, anything you want to throw into this, by all means do it. It's your dinner, I'm not going to come around your house, you can do what you want. So here we go then, so we've got all of our roast potatoes sliced in half. They're almost like large chunky chips, okay, almost like wedges. And that's all we need. Just keep them sliced up, like that, easy peasy. Then I'm going to go over to the stove. So in my frying pan here, I've put in a small knob of butter. It's just going to melt down nice, I'm going to bring that nice and hot. And all we're going to do with these potatoes is get them hot. We're doing nothing else here. We're going to add a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of turmeric if you have it in your cupboard. If you don't panic about it, don't worry. Additionally, you can use Chinese five spice, you can use a little bit of curry powder. But all I had in my cupboard today was the turmeric and the garlic. So that's all we're going to use today. I can hear this butter warming up nicely. Again, if you haven't got butter, use a bit of oil, use a bit of margarine, and just pop that in. Now, hopefully your roast potatoes were nice and crispy, a nice fluffy inside and crispy on the outside. All we're going to do now is soften up that crisp slightly with that butter and the oil and get them heated all the way through. This is a really nice Boxing Day evening meal. Just nice, you can sit here on the TV, have a bowl of this, pick and eat away, maybe the croquettes that we've made, after that lovely bowl of pasta that we had as well. Just nice little hot nibbles. The weather's colder again, so just these are nice and they fill you up and keep you warm. So we're going to toss them through the bowl then. I can smell that butter and I can smell what the roast potatoes were cooked in yesterday. I was really lucky that I was able to cook them in some oil and butter yesterday. So all of that smell now, if you haven't got high cholesterol, wait for it because it's coming. You can get that food nice and hot. Now at this point, I'm going to start adding in some salt and pepper. So now I've got the salt and pepper, don't be afraid to use it. If you over-seasoned your potatoes yesterday, don't be putting in too much salt today. But luckily I didn't, seasoned them nicely. Just going to add a little bit of salt. They are called salt and pepper potatoes, so let's let our customers know about it. Sorry if you hear that grinding in the microphone, but you get the impression of what I'm doing. Then I've got my turmeric. Again, like I said to you already, if you've got Chinese five spice, if you've got some curry powder, and you know what, even a little bit of curry paste might go through this really nicely, but you just use whatever you have available. Okay, a little bit of turmeric. Next thing then, a little bit of garlic salt or a bit of garlic powder, just to run that through. Now if you're really lucky and you have some ginger at home, use some of that too. Now you can see that it's smoking. We're going to take it over to our service bowl. So now we're here then, back to the mash. We've got the peppers, we've got the coriander, the onions and the chillies. All we're simply going to do is mix them through the potatoes. So I've got my peppers, they're raw. Again, like I said to you, if you use frozen ones, make sure they're defrosted, make sure they're cooked, make sure they're hot, because nobody wants pepper flavour ice pops in their potatoes. And then simply chuck in the sliced peppers, the spring onions and the coriander, and I'm just going to mix that through. If you have some soy sauce at home, that might be nice to go in now, but we don't have that, it's not part of our list, so we're not using it. All I'm going to do nicely is put this straight into our service bowl. Again, I took a chef's liberty, I've got some onion seeds. Just going to pop that on, and there we have your salt and pepper roast potatoes.